Come in.
Thank you very much.
In the Fringe in Edinburgh, like either last year or the year before, Scott, the guy from the New Zealand Comedy Festival, he said, I've asked Andrew O'Neill to come over to Auckland. I went, why have you done that? And he said, well, first of all, I thought his show was really good. And secondly, he said, there aren't any other transvestite, occultist, black metal stand-ups in New Zealand.
That was true then. Having been out there, I've got there's a guy who covers my material.
Are you all right about that?
Yeah, as long as there's not much else to make it. There's no real heavy industry in Auckland, so.
Good evening. I bought a bus and I painted it black, and now the bus gets hot in the summer. Hot bus, why did you paint the bus black? Hot bus, I just had a lot of black paint. Hot bus, have you come to regret that decision? Hot bus, yes, particularly when it's sunny. Thank you very much. Lovely song there, get us going. A song about regret. So, good evening, what the fuck are you wearing? Weirdo. So good evening, shriddly ba 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 doo ba ba doo ba boodly ba ba ba, 400 yards, turn left. Shriddly ba shriddly ba shriddly ba shriddly ba, take the roundabout, third exit, shoot do ba ba doo ba, turn round where possible. Scat nav. Good evening, welcome. Quite a lot of what I say on stage doesn't make sense. Do relax. Let it wash over you like jazz. Basically, there are no hooks. So, how you doing? Are you well? Yeah, Abu Hamza, hey? I got him. He is in prison, but he does still pose a threat. One of the messages of my show, one of my impressions as well. Pretty good, isn't it? Abu Hamza. I've got the one eye. I've got the hook. I don't know why I do the leg. Abu Hamza himself doesn't do the leg. There's no evidence of Abu Hamza doing the leg, but I feel without the leg, the impression lacked a certain pizzazz. I mean, that's flat and boring, isn't it? I mean, no one's interested in that. You can feel the disappointment washing over the room. All of a sudden, I throw the leg in, and hey, the weekend starts here. So, it's one of my impressions. I mainly do evil men. Who's that? Hitler? No, Robert Mugabe. Miniature Robert Mugabe, where did you come from? Who made you Miniature Robert Mugabe? Making me vote in your miniature election. Yeah!
But it's quite a distinctive role, quite a distinctive path to have taken. Do you worry that it ever gets in the way of, like, being, of people connecting more directly with what you're talking about?
Well, I did initially. So, like, when I first started doing stand-up, I didn't cross-dress, and I didn't really talk about ritual magic, because I just wanted. I felt that cross-dressing would be a barrier between me and the audience.
Yeah.
It was only when I kind of like got my chops as a stand-up that I kind of felt I could write material that was funny enough that it makes them jump that gap.
When you go and do your own one-man shows where people come to see you specifically, and I know you get, like, you've picked up a following through, various subcultures of young people. I don't understand what they are, but do you miss that hostility in a room?
What I slightly miss is the energy. Because, like, usually in a jongleurs, I need to clamp down on it.
Yeah.
In an art centre, you often need to bring that energy out of them, because you go on and,
they've come to see some art.
Yeah, and it can be a little bit chin-strokey. But then what I'll tend to do in those things is do, push the surreal stuff a lot more.
So a lot of people ask comedians, where do you get your material from? Now, for most comedians, that's a simple matter of observing everyday life and turning those observations into comedy material. Some comedians get some other funnier comedians to write their material for them, and they go on to great fame and success. I get my material directly from Satan. Yeah, so the devil's got the best tunes, don't they? He's got some fine jokes as well. Onion books! Read them and weep. One of his, what do you get? The man who has everything. Turns out the answer is spares. Another one of Satan's jokes. That's very much the lighter end of Satan's material. There's a lot of angry Jesus-based stuff. Why did Jesus cross the road? Because he's the bastard son of a whore! Tell to leave that stuff out. I did consider selling my soul to Satan in exchange for fame and fortune, but he already has Jack Whitehall's. So that was unnecessary. Now, you may well have noticed by this point in the show, ladies and gents, that I am dressed a bit like a girl. Well done. The reason I'm dressed a bit like a girl is I'm a transvestite, and that is the minimum requirement. You've got to do the dressing thing, otherwise it doesn't count. There's no theory exam. People assume I'm gay because I cross-dress, and I'm not gay. I'm actually ridiculously heterosexual. So, ladies, if you're bored of knowing where your clothes are... the Gok one you can take home. If you like, we'll have a gossip, share a bottle of wine, then I'll take you roughly up the shops. Now, I cross-dress more than I used to. I have recently joined the Union of Transvestites, and you do have to cross-dress 3 days out of the 7. So I get a day off tomorrow. And I'm a postmodern transvestite. I'm aware of the fact that I have a man's face and body, and I factor that in. I don't try and pass for female because I know I can't. I do have an Adam's apple that makes it look a bit like I'm trying to swallow a crow. So it's a more androgynous look. But because it's more androgynous, people never know quite how to take it. Because, you know, when you go to a shop or a bar, they'll call you mate or madam or sir or love will be a gendered word. With me, they never know quite which one to pick. You know, they sort of go, there you go... And there's an awkward bit. And in order to kind of diffuse that tension, show them that I identify as male, quite happy being a guy, quite a big fan of my penis, I'm not getting rid of that. I basically bloke up. I basically become the most cockney man in the world. All right, mate, just a couple of these, please. Leave it out. Shiny sixpence are in it for you if you wrap them up. Meanwhile, I'll be rolling out the barrel down aisle 3. Lovely. I might be a tranny. I'm also a geezer. I find that works. I was in a bar a little while ago, and I was cross-dressed, and I went up to a bloke working there and went, excuse me, mate, where's the toilet? And he went, Gents is that way, ladies is that way. Wicked, most diplomatic man in the world. I would have given him a hug, but it was clearly already outside of his comfort zone. So, shopping, killing and stealing, the 3 main types of spree. Fish, iron and war, the 3 main types of munger. And the main ones. Now, I could have been a towel, but I was harvested too soon. Hear the lament of the flannel. Now,
when I started doing stand-up, I was a massive comedy fan. So I loved Monty Python, I loved Bill Bailey, Harry Hill, you know, definite big influence. Really liked Eddie Izzard. But I also really loved Bill Hicks. Yeah. So if I really love Harry Hill and I really love Bill Hicks, how's that going to work out in my
You do
stand-up?
stuff that's a bit like them, but just next to each other.
So I literally went, I don't really know what style I want to do. All right, I'll do all of them.